I need a Moxxie plushie. That's it, that's the introduction. My name is Limber, and if you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single video that I upload. So let's get started. First of all, I'd like to say the beginning totally played us. I was literally leaping off my bed when I saw Blitz climbing up the walls, only for it to be revealed he's trying to find Barbie, not Stolas.
Well, if it isn't Nurse Pussyface.
Huh, wonder why he calls her that.
You wait!
Oh, dear lord. But anyways, a lot of people, including myself, after their first viewing of this episode, were a little confused on why Blitz just seemingly showed up to see his sister after a while, since the nurse said Barbie checked out months ago. I imagine it's because after seeing Stolas in such a state in the same ring, that he just wanted to see her again because he really does care about her, and while she treats him like Veronica and Fizz do, he can't bring himself to hate her. If this is the case, it could also be what drives Blitz to see Fizz in the next episode, as well as finally getting a crystal from Stolas. But I'm getting off track. Blitz goes searching for her for a damn week while his employees have a marriage crisis, and eventually finds her on Earth at that camp with the heroin supplier, which is the client's murderer. Also, look at this resemblance and tell me you don't see it. Okay, moving on. Barbie wants absolutely nothing to do with her brother, while he desperately wants a connection with her again. By this point, we know Blitz made a huge fuck-up in the past, even if it was a mistake, and it likely had to do with their mother dying and/or Fizz getting his robotic limbs. When calling him out, we can see Barbie specifically pointing at their mother's necklace that Blitz wears, seeming to imply whatever he did does indeed involve Tilla. Barbie also looks to blame Blitz for a lot of her problems, even when her supplier is killed, which Blitz and Moxie had not caused. This plotline wasn't the main focus of the episode, and that's okay. I get a lot of people were annoyed with the episode having more focus on Moxie and Millie, rather than Barbie and Blitz, but in my opinion, a lot of people set their expectations too high, which is a common problem when it comes to this show. Everyone should know by now, this show is a slow burn, and we're nowhere near halfway done. We'll find out the backstory eventually, but the wait won't go by any faster if all we do is complain that it's not here yet. Okay, done with my speech. Back to the episode. Moxie, as a whole in this episode, is deeply insecure, and it must be pretty terrible if he's upset that these middle schoolers are giving his wife more attention than him while they're playing an act to find a murderer. No, this isn't out of character unless you only watched this episode once before you clicked on this video. If Moxie hadn't begun this mission already feeling on top of the world, I don't think he'd be as emotional, but I also think it's because, unlike Stryker, some stranger badass just trying to be rude, it's his own wife who never has moments like these with people he feels he should impress to make this mission go as he planned. Right from the get-go, Moxie was confident and proud to be leading, going straight to his head. He went all out to make it a murder mystery with disguises and backstories, so much so that when Millie most definitely found the culprit, he faltered because this would have made all his work meaningless. Moxie's attitude in this episode generally comes off as a child, annoyed that a game isn't being played his way, forcing Millie to play along with his overdone scenario so that he'll feel validated in the end. But he ends up getting mad at her because his persona fails to draw people in, while Millie is attracting everyone just by being herself. That's something Moxie could also do, but this constant feeling to prove himself to everyone greatly holds him back. His strategy to feel and prove he's competent is to obsess over his goals, which is what he's doing here. He's so in over his head about this that he's not realizing how pathetic he's really being.
Why does it matter so much how these yokels feel about you?
I should be asking you that. This is intentional. We're not seeing Moxie from his own perspective, and instead seeing him from Millie's. This episode goes out of its way to express what a lot of people think about Millie, and that most of what she does is solely for Moxie. It's highlighted here where she is bending over backwards to make her husband feel better about himself, and you really see here she acts more like Moxie's mother than his partner. So when Millie doesn't want to make Moxie feel bad, she goes along with what he wants only for it to make him upset. And it's not like Millie was expecting to get popular, and most likely never has. As an imp from Wrath, she's far more traditional in that sense compared to Moxie, but compared to your average Wrath demon, it's normal. Even imps that aren't from Wrath probably wouldn't find her skill set something to fawn over, and it might have felt good to have attention from people liking her rather than fearing her. So while she's allowing Moxxie to do this mission his way, she continues to play along because that's what he said he wanted, and Moxxie goes off on her simply for having fun because they have a job to do, despite the fact he's doing absolutely nothing to handle this case. Yes, I said handle as in finish the job, not solve. Because it's not like Moxxie knows Millie is right about the supplier. Millie says pretty much everything I wanted to say.
You could have finished that job anytime if you had just listened to me. But you wanted to do things your way. So fine, finish the job, go home if you want to, but I'm gonna have my moment with or without you.
This fight gave this couple growth. By the end, Moxxie learns a lesson and owns up to what he did, and that's the reason why these two are healthy. They don't hold grudges and learn from their mistakes. And the episode ends with Eminem's reconciliation, an incest joke, and Blitz telling the truth no one wants to hear. Moxxie 100% deserves what Blitz handed him here. It wasn't even meant to be taken seriously. Chill out. It's okay to like this episode, it's okay to dislike this episode, but there are more to come and it's not too late to explore more plot points. All I really have left to say is, Stolas, if you do give Blitz a crystal, please don't give it to him in the form of this one, hoping this Twilight keychain is the crystal. My name is Liver, and I'll see you next time.